Welcome back to the Center Podcast. I am your host, Victor, along with my co-host, Mark.
Yo,
Finally back. Cough is gone. Rona's gone.
you've made it out.
I made it out. I feel good. My little wheezy cough is still like tucked in the tuck a little bit. But I'm like, I could walk out my room. I tested negative. I could, do things. I could go grab food for myself in my own house. Life is good, man. But how are you, Mark?
I'm good. It's funny how like I don't know that like the way you're explaining it feels like as if you won a medal or something like that. Like you won a prize.
So like, played a pretty good game. Team executed perfectly. Coach had a good game plan
out there.
Before halftime, it was a little shaky, but we came together as a team and we came out on top.
It's like I stayed in my room. I mind my own business. I almost died, but it's cool. I came out on the other side.
Persevere, this is not my first time facing adversity. And Mama always told me, do what you gotta do. So I did what I had to do. But yeah, man, it sucks. Like, I don't know why people don't take this more serious. Luckily, I said it before, luckily me, I'm relatively healthy overall. I don't have asthma or anything weird like that would have been a big issue, but it still was kind of terrible to because the worst part for me wasn't myself being sick. It was just me being paranoid about getting other people sick.
Yeah. So
I literally unless I had to use the toilet or the shower, I did not leave my room. Yeah. I was not trying to risk anything. And at a certain point, it's damn, at least if I was able to go downstairs, I'd be chilling. But it's I don't even want to touch anything. And then.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's it's crazy because obviously if you're around people, it can get passed on pretty easily, but it's just
especially whatever the hell this is right now. I feel I think about somebody and they get corona. I don't I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So it's it's weird because now, you were saying, you don't know what you can actually really do. Even if nobody's even in the house and you go downstairs, you're just feeling yo, if I touch too many things, somebody's going to get it. It's
what if I don't disinfect one thing that I forget about, or because it's literally everything you touch, and you can be all right, cool. I'm going to spray this down with the Lysol can, but it's damn, now I got to wipe down the Lysol can.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got to wipe down the thing that I used to wipe the Lysol can. I'm just in there what's going on?
Yeah, at that point, you just make that Lysol can your own. You're just this one's mine.
Bro.
It's Victor's Lysol.
I'm not even joking. I just had this one with me. I'm just yo, I'm not safe. I'm not sterile.
No, not for nothing, man. Lysol really came up.
Bro, what?
They really
Lysol, Zoom, toilet paper for whatever reason.
Bro, they was just sitting in their office, their big circle, oval table office. Look, how can we make sales better, bro? We're at a standstill, yo. And then someone just comes in. Oh my God, have you heard? What? There's a virus. We got it.
They were already essential as is, and then it's just
exactly, yeah.
For this to happen. But what really frustrates me, if I work at Skype, Uvu, freaking anything else, I am so mad at myself. Where the hell did Zoom come from?
I don't know.
It's before Corona, bro. Zoom was nothing. Nobody knew about Zoom. Nobody used Zoom, and it was very new, very, very new. Because
that's what I was saying. I remember I heard about it, and I seen if anything, people will use it maybe a business type of way, probably for the most part. That's it though.
Because when I was at Temple, even before COVID was a thing, I was taking online, one online night class just because of how the schedule worked out. And for a little bit, we used WebEx, which sucked.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
WebEx sucked. And then at a certain point, right before Corona, we switched to Zoom, and then everything happened. So they just got all that, I guess it blew up for them. But Cisco bought WebEx now. And the only reason I know that is because the Sixers games, they're our interview is sponsored by WebEx, by Cisco, whatever. But they all those Skype was a thing since computers were in everybody's house.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And for them to not take opportunity out of this is insane.
I don't know. It was just again, I guess, they, like you said, they just probably just got the jump on them first because it was literally there. Like you said, it was in the computers. Everybody had it. It was just probably things that they didn't know what to do as far as making multiple people get on calls, have all this other extra stuff. So I don't know.
Enough of Corona stuff. What's new with you, Mark? What's been going on in the past 2 weeks that I haven't seen
Well,
you? Or
not
even
that.
longer. It's been over a month.
Yeah, it's been like about 3 weeks, if anything. Not that much though, because after that last call we had, it was like again, I didn't really go out or anyway, so it was just like I kind of just stayed in my house. Like I was like, I'm not really gonna do anything. The only time I went out was like when I had to go to work, and for this past like weekend, it was just kind of like crazy, just because like it dropped so low in the temperature.
Yeah, and then we
So
had like our first like snow, I guess.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be worse. Every time I just want to say, like, we got to stop doing this. Just because a weather person says it's going to snow, guys, like, we don't got to make it seem like it's the end of the world. We be making it seem like we go and get like 10 inches of snow.
No lie, no lie though. Like, not this one because like I'm looking outside right now and it's like nothing. But the last was it like last week or like the week before? At least up here, it snowed a lot, and they just made it seem like it was nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know. Like I've been like this for a while with like, as far as when it comes to snow or anything that's supposed to like be like drastic or people like I'm like, yo, look, it's not going to be that crazy. Like, trust me, just throw some salt out there. I promise you, you don't even have to shovel.
So the news people are always at the station all day. They keep the news station on them like all day. Like, we're back in another hour. It's like, yo, like y'all do this all the time. Tell you
the same story.
Yeah. I forgot to wait, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like it was just crazy because then so we have like a tent or whatever. You saw it, obviously. Yeah. I'm making it seem like you haven't been there yet. Yeah. So we have that tent outside, and it was just crazy because we have like so-called heaters in there. And they are, but for the most part, with how cold it was and how windy it was too, like Friday, it was cold and then windy as hell. Bro, the tent was like flapping like crazy. Like you would be like in that John thinking like that shit was about to come down. I was just like, hey, yo, chill. But yeah, it was just crazy because then like what we're doing right now in the restaurant is doing like renovating. So we have like the inside kind of like, we're not supposed to really be seating people in there. So it's really only outside. So super cold weather outside, forcing people to sit outside. It's like, it's intense because now people are like complaining literally. Like we have at least about over like 15, 20 people complain every time. And we're just like, look, we told y'all it's going to be, like, y'all see, like, we don't even have to tell you. You see when you walk outside, it's going to be cold. Like, we're not like, yo, come to our restaurant. It's a sauna. You're going to be feeling like you're on the beach. The sun's out. Like, we're not saying that. You should see that it's going to be cold, especially at night because the temperature drops. But yeah, so because of that, it was just kind of hectic. And it wasn't so many people, but it was just the fact that we always had to like accommodate for people and do different stuff because of how like shit was. But I mean, it was pretty like chill for the most part. But yeah, that was really like how the weekend was with work.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know what they want y'all to do.
Exactly. We're literally telling them like, because people were being like, oh my God, like this was like terrible. Like we like, we didn't really have a good time or anything. Or just like, and we asked why. It's just like, well, it's just like so cold. And we're just like, okay. Unless it's something I could physically do, I don't know what you want me to say to that.
Like, I think you're complaining to the wrong people. You might want to talk to the big guy upstairs.
Like, trust me, if we can control the weather, if we could control the weather, trust me, we would. Obviously, we're not trying to like make it cold here. Like, we're not like secretly putting fans in there so y'all don't see it getting colder. Like, we literally have the heaters on, but we can only put them up so much, and then not to mention like it's like if you have it out there for a long time, it's like not gonna like blow properly. Like we're doing it from like 5 to literally like 10:30 sometimes, like 5.5 hours, 5 hours, just constantly just on. It's like it's not gonna be that efficient. So I don't
know. People just stay home, bro. Like really, right now, like what this has taught me is like I don't want to like be anywhere. Yeah. Like I like for a little bit, like the way this is going, like I'm cool. Like it has to be absolutely necessary if I'm going anywhere. But
like before it's crazy to think because now like you're saying like Corona, like that was already a big deal, and now this is like coming at people even harder. And it's like if you didn't get it before and you got it now, it's like, bro, like you really got to make sure you're just like watching yourself.
I mean, Did you hear about Quentin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This, bro, you're not safe in this Zoom call right now. I don't know. Last time we had this
I know, right? He was like this, and this still didn't even work.
He called me like, bro, like, what's like, you got me sick. Like, I'm like, I haven't seen you.
He's like, nah, that call though. He's like, we was playing Dead by Daylight. That was too long. We was too close to each other.
Facts. He had me on his shoulder. He had to do all that.
Exactly.
But hopefully he's cool. I've been like texting him every now and then, like telling him what worked for me since I already had it, you know?
Yeah.
But he'll be good. It's just it sucks.
So I ain't trying to make a joke or anything like that. I'm not. But I feel like you a superhero, you know? Like you had this freaking virus and now you came out. And it's just the fact that you like said that, like, oh, I'm just telling him it worked for me, you know. I got through it, you know, I feel better than ever now. You know, I got the immunity. So
basically, bro. I got the codes. I got the keys to success to get out of that thing. But
exactly.
No, I got lucky as hell. Like it was like I had a fever for like a day and then just an annoying cough. Like I still taste, got my balance, everything cool, knock on wood. But yeah, I'm tired of this. I want it to go away. I want people to stop being weird about it. Like I don't want to drag on the conversation of COVID because it's been like 2 weeks in a row, basically. But it's like we all want the same result, and everybody's just beefing about how to get there, and it ends up where nobody gets anywhere. Yeah, like it's just annoying.
Yeah, we're beefing about it, but we're not doing anything to actually make it happen.
It's like, oh, these people want to get vaccinated and wear masks, and these people don't, but they both don't want. Like they're both tired of COVID as a whole. So it's like. At some point, like, and it applies to pretty much everything, like even beyond COVID, just like politics or whatever, or religion or whatever it is. Like, everybody really wants the same end goal, but it's just beefing about how to get there, and then nobody leaves, nobody gets anywhere.
Yeah. Now that you say it, like, because you brought up like religion, like, I don't know why. I just feel like I'm gonna hear a news story about a new religion coming out against wearing masks. And it's gonna be something
if it's
like
not
that.
Already a thing, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like that's like gonna come out at some point. You're just like, bro, like I ain't trying to be evil or anything. Be like, but it's just like, bro, those are the people we just gotta make sure we just get rid of. Like those are the people, bro. Like this is
natural selection.
Like this is the perfect opportunity. We have them all in a group. We know where they're at. Like this is the perfect opportunity. I don't know. It's just like he said natural selection. And I said that from the beginning. I was like, bro, like the people that don't want to follow it, like that's on them. Like I can't be any more like I can't help them. Like, that's what they want. Yeah. So what's been up with you besides being a free man?
I mean, that me being free, that just happened Friday. So Friday I tested negative finally. So I was just like, yay, I could go downstairs.
What does downstairs look like?
Yeah. So that's been cool. And like, which just kind of sucks because like I really didn't see my family for like 2 weeks like that. Like it was really sad because like they would just drop off food at my door. And
you know what's funny? You go downstairs, you see another boy. They got a whole nother son.
It wasn't that long, guys.
Like, oh God, damn. He
looks like me, but like still you could tell that it's not me.
Right?
Like
it's not
it's just like
y'all both walk
Spider-Man
up to each other
look.
and you're just like, what? Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah. So for the most part, it's just been like just eating with my family, being in the house. I mean, it ended up snowing and raining the weekend that I'm done. Yeah. So like, and plus like I told myself like just out of safety, like I was gonna wait the 14, which is technically today. So we out here, we free. But yeah, I just got that. I'm done with that. And then this Wednesday I have a tournament with my job, which is gonna be fun. Halo tournament. It's gonna be lit. I'm casting it. So if you try to see what's up, holla at your boy. Yes, sir. It's like my third time casting an event. So trying to get there, trying to get to where I'm comfortable. And it's finally a game that I got to choose. Because before I did, I think your mic is like messing up again. Say something?
No.
Yeah, you said, I don't know if you got to like click the mic or something or. Say like a full sentence.
Yo, so
there you go.
Okay.
But yeah, like before I did NASCAR, the video game, and then after that I did 2K, which is like it was a little bit better. But like Halo, like I legitimately have been playing, and it's gonna and like watching it has been fun. So like I think it's gonna be a good ass time. I think it's gonna be lit. Nice. And then I'm supposed to be doing them like consistently, like it's a reoccurring thing. So I'm hopefully get really comfortable with doing them. That and Apex. So I do Halo on Wednesday, and then on Monday I do an Apex tournament. So it's gonna be kind of fire.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna use these podcast skills to the test. Be hosting, but yeah, hopefully we get you in here, Mark. Would get you another 3 players, get you a team on Halo. See if I can interview you.
They'll be like, "Wow, you seem very comfortable talking to Mark." Yeah.
Hello, stranger. How did you feel about that last match?
Well,
stranger.
Right? Well, caster.
Thanks, Hector. Right. So just like
right,
close enough to my name. Yeah. But yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully, ends up being a good turnout and whatnot. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm gonna do that, and then I think by that time I'll be good to like go outside again and see the outside world.
See the world. Yeah. I mean,
or even Apex if you're trying to hop on that too.
Oh yeah.
On Monday.
I haven't played in a while, so I don't know. But yeah, I've been trying to find something. Well, I actually did find something to play. So I started playing Breath of the Wild from Zelda.
Yeah. So what's funny with that game is that like during like Christmas time, like Cyber Monday time on GameStop, it was on sale for like $20. And I saw it and I was like, yo, like these games never go on sale like that.
Yeah, never.
So I took my sister to an appointment. I was in the car waiting and I saw it and I just like impulse bought it. And it's just been sitting here since then. I haven't opened it though. Cause I got that, Wario, and then Pokemon.
Gee, yeah.
I played Wario, but that was it.
Yeah. But yeah, you got some. Yeah, but it's been a
just like
playing that shit.
The old school, like no coverage.
Bro, those used to be the best. I remember the one with like the 2 guys, like 2 animated.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where that was from, but I'm just like, what is this?
I gotta print out a cover. I can't live like that. I gotta get something on there.
We live in the 21st century. There's no way I'm gonna live with this, John, in my drawer. But yeah, I've been playing that. It's been really fun. It's been a blast playing that. So that's kind of what I had new, really, as far as like playing something different for once and kind of more of like a solo game, not like a straight multiplayer. So,
right. But they got voted like they did like a list. A couple places did like a list of like best games ever, and like it got on there compared to like a bunch of other games that are like super old. So it's kind of impressive when you think about it.
I definitely agree. It's just it's one of those things where within a long time, especially for Nintendo, making a game as far as like an adventure game and not just a party game, it's pretty like good to be able to have something like that.
True. Sonic is supposed to get like a similar one like this year or next year. Oh, did you see that?
I didn't see that.
What was it? What was the game convention that just happened? It was a CES? No, something like that. One of those like conventions. I think or maybe Nintendo had a direct or something. I don't know. But if you see the trailer, it's tough. And it's very obvious that like it looks very similar to it. It was supposed to come out this year for like their anniversary, but like just because of making the game right, they like pushed it back. But it looks sick. Cause I remember like a while, like PS3 days, they used to come out with mad Sonic games. It was like Unleashed, Black Knight, like all these like Sonic Colors, all these other like titles. And like they used to look mad like high def, but like the story would suck or like I don't know what. Like
it just wasn't it. Like they had the idea, they just needed like some more time, or they just needed to wait a little while. They needed to make regular just basic Sonic games, and then if they would have came out with that stuff now, it would have been like crazy.
They need to make like Sonic Adventure Battle again or something like those games from the GameCube, or like Sonic Heroes. You ever play Sonic Heroes?
Yeah, I did.
That was that work. Like those get. But you know what I don't get about like, because like I've been playing Sonic games forever, obviously. And like I watched the shows a little bit like Sonic X or whatever back in the day. I don't understand I understand Dr. Eggman, but like outside of that, I don't get the lore. Because like some of the games, there'll be like humans in it.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll just pop out.
Yeah.
Like I saw like somehow was like they announced that new game. And in a Twitter thread, people were like, oh, like, I love this game or whatever. Or like this moment was like iconic. And I was watching some of them and there was like a clip of like an end game where like Sonic is like dead or like passed out on a table. And some human just comes up and like kisses him on the mouth and all this sparkles happen. And I'm like, yo, this is from a game. Like
it's the Ray Sonic game.
Yeah, like what is the whole thing?
Crossover with Sonic and Final Fantasy.
Like the only human I knew about was like Dr. Eggman. Yeah. And then there's like that one white kid, like that one regular kid that just be hanging out with them.
Yeah. That's a crazy.
So like, what's the deal? And then obviously I know like the OG people, like, you know, Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow, Amy. Yeah. And then there's like Rogue and like freaking like there's like the alligator and like the cat.
Yeah.
And the like Peaches and Cream.
Yep.
And then there's like the Silver Sonic. And like, true, like it gets so deep, and I'm like, I don't understand where any of y'all play into this.
Yeah, no, yeah. Obviously, if you go on like YouTube or you go on,
I'm sure somebody,
either it's a fan one or somebody actually like describes it well, and it's like, oh well, if you pay attention to this game specifically, you find, and it's just like, all right, well, I don't think I was doing that at like 7 years old.
Yeah, and like which one's canon and what's not canon?
That's what I'm
like.
Saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember when the Sonic, what was it? I guess it was weird. It was like, I think it was Sonic Riders or something like that.
The ones with the skateboards?
Yeah.
It was hard. That game was
hard.
That
was pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty hard, yeah. Kind of like that one.
Yo, and their cutscenes low-key fire. Like, whenever like they go mad hard with the graphics, making it look real, they go stupid hard. But like, I just don't. I feel like that's one of those games where, at least for me, when I'll play them, I would just like run through them and like not really pay attention to the story, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because if you think about it, like, low-key, if it's not an adventure game, it's most likely like a racing game, really.
Yeah.
It's because you're just going fast, just like how Sonic is. You're just going fast, just beating levels. And that's kind of how like fighting games are, where it's just literally all you're doing is just fighting through
the levels. And then those cutscenes low-key a lot of the times suck, or they just don't put effort into it.
Yeah.
The only one I remember like paying attention to was a Mortal Kombat joint with Shao Kahn?
Yeah.
That one.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Other than that, I don't.
It's like you sit there and you just don't know what's exactly happening sometimes, but you just know that as soon as his cutscene's over, you're fighting another person. Yeah. That's literally it. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Games like that are kind of difficult to follow through, like a story-wise. You just play it. But.
Didn't Smash have one at some point? Like Smash on like the Wii U had like more cutscenes.
Well, Brawl was like the best as far as like story.
That I remember that. Yeah,
that was amazing. Like regardless,
they put like a lot of time. Yeah,
bro. Like the story was. I thought I was literally playing like an adventure game. It was so tough to me. Like if they, like that's why I don't like this one. Like for the most recent one, like it was cool, but you know how like everything was with cutscenes and everything, that you just didn't feel like you were really like doing an adventure. You just felt like you was just tapping into different levels, whereas the other one felt like you was actually like going through stuff. You had like options in a way.
Yeah, I remember that vividly. Those are like the two that I could think of. But
that was fun.
But yeah, all I remember, my biggest thing from Sonic was the chows, and they didn't bring that back in a minute. Like that's my I don't get why not. That was their best feature for me. But it's whatever. It's neither here nor there. But Elias, I also say like, because I noticed your pillow in the background. A lot of shows have come out like in the past, like with the new year. Have you been watching like the new Demon Slayer or like Attack on Titan or Euphoria?
Because the only reason why is because I'm trying to wait till like all the episodes are out. Because I just don't feel like waiting a whole weekend being like, damn it.
It spoiled us. It spoiled it. Like I was saying. One, I feel you, but like I'm still watching, and it builds suspense for me because I'm like, oh damn, like I want to watch it, like I want to know what happens next. So like I enjoy that part, but like my girl, like Anicia, my girlfriend, she I guess you could say it was half and half. Like I got her like somewhat back into it more frequent, like anime overall, and I'm like she's like dusting me, like she's like watching every freaking show. Right now she's reading like manga too. So she's read.
You're out,
bro. Like she's like out weaving me right now. I gotta like step my game up. But she just read not like the whole series yet, but she's read books 1, 2, and 3 of Death Note, or 1 and 2.
Damn.
She bought Jujutsu Kaisen.
Amazing.
She bought what's another show that she bought? I bought her Sailor Moon because she's like obsessed with Sailor Moon. That was the first one that like triggered it for her. And I'm forgetting what other show she bought. She almost bought JoJo manga. But she was like either Jujutsu Kaisen or JoJo's. And I was like, I haven't watched either yet. So, but she has like a bunch. And I'm like, yo, like you dusting me right now. She's watching all these shows, reading the manga. I don't even do that. So, but I told her, I was like, yo, like the last half of Attack on Titan, the last season comes out in January. You need to like catch up so I can watch it with you. And like she finished it. So the new episode for the first episode of the new season came out January 9th, I think. She finished all of the series lead up until that last episode the day before. So I'm like, yo, you're so lucky because you don't have to wait. You just go from this and right into the new season. I'm like, yo,
yeah, I know.
Like that's terrible. Like,
you see that?
Bro, if you watched it live, you had to wait like 2 years for a new season. Like,
yeah, that's why like it's a different aspect of it. But that's how I felt about like the Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. Like they all came out within years and years. Like, bro, that's 11 years in the making.
We were like in like 7th grade when we went to go see the first Avengers together. Exactly. Like we were mad young.
Like that was 11 years in the making. And then people can just go on Disney Plus and watch them all. And I'm just like,
it's put in order for them perfectly.
Exactly. And then sometimes like people aren't like that hype about it. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like when you were in that movie theater, when the newest movie came out to watch to see like how the movie was going to be, but then at the end, just to see like after the credits, what was going to be coming. And then that last little bit just in your head. And you're just like, bro, like, I don't know what's going to happen in the next movie. And you having to wait like a year, maybe 2 years just for that next movie to come out. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, I get the part of like being like, oh, I want to have it all just there so I can watch it in one shot. Yeah. But I feel like there's kind of like a lost thing of like waiting for that next week. Like even when we were younger watching shows, like, damn, like we watched this episode or whatever, and we got to wait, for the new season or like wait a week to catch the new episode. I feel like that adds a little bit to it. I know now we're used to like, oh, Stranger Things comes out at midnight and the whole season's there. And then by the next morning, somebody watched the whole season. That took a year and a half to make. So it's like,
and they're just like, wow, let me tell you how the end of this went.
Yeah, I get it, but also at the same time, like there's a little bit of like hype factor that comes to waiting till next week. Like I just watched yesterday's episode. There's episode 2 came out for Attack on Titan, and I watched it yesterday, and I'm just like, yo, like, damn, they cut it off right there though. Like they just hit me with the to be continued screen like that. Like at that point, you couldn't give me like 10 more seconds. So and also like, so for me, like I watched Demon Slayer. The first season like a little bit late, but like, and I enjoyed the show for the animation and like had good story for the most part, but it wasn't like amazing story. I'll say I watched the first 3 episodes of the new season. I'm not gonna tell you, but like content wise and like animation wise, it's way better than the first, bro. Like they stepped it up this time around, like even more.
I don't know how that's possible.
Bro, like for real, like when you watch it, like the jokes hit, like the animation's dope. Like the way they're doing, I'm like, damn. And for real, I haven't even seen a fight yet. I've only watched 3 episodes, but like I haven't seen a fight yet, and I'm still entertained all the way.
Yeah, I remember I heard that like right now it's not like so much crazy on like like action or so much like that. It's more just story and just going like slowly taking you into.
But they're like doing a good job of it, and I'm just like, yo, like first season there was hella fights.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm still just as entertained, if not more, this time around. I'm not gonna say at more. That's a lie. Cause like there was some good fights in season 1. But like I'm not bored. And there hasn't been a fight yet. So I'm like, yo, this is awesome. Like they killed it.
We're still mourning, bro. We're still mourning.
Yeah. True. They can't hop right out of that.
Exactly, bro. I still ain't forgetting about my mans, bro.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't rewatch it. I watched the movie, but they released like the movie in episodes.
Yeah,
and supposedly there's like a little bit like that wasn't in the movie. I gotta watch that, but still, yeah, I'm happy about that. Do you watch Euphoria?
No, I didn't. I mean, I don't have HBO Max, so
I think
it isn't on TV though, right? Like
it's on. Yeah, it's on TV, and then it's I think if you do it, I don't know how it works, but you can also like pull it up on Hulu, but I think it might be like a package thing. I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
sure.
so. Because I know that's how some things are, where it's like, oh, through this, you'll be able to get it if you have it. Like, it's just another extension to it, I think, in a way. But definitely want to watch it though. It's not like I don't. It's just I didn't have it, so that's kind of why.
You haven't watched it at all, right?
Nah,
No,
nah. I remember when it came out so long ago, and I was like, oh, this looks like cool because it's like not so much that it's dark, but it just looks interesting. You know, like it doesn't
yeah.
seem like it was like some Degrassi type show or
Nah.
anything.
Which is funny that you mentioned that, but continue.
Yeah, like anything like that, or as far as just like it just seems like a cheesy drama. Like it actually seemed interesting, like as far as
Mm-hmm.
like when it came out. But I just never got around to it because at that point, like even then, like I wasn't so much into like watching TV. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, like I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like it was just kind of like I just missed it. So that's kind of how it went.
It's funny that you say that because HBO just bought the rights to Degrassi and they're gonna like
Oh,
redo it.
I did see something like that
Yeah.
actually. I saw Degrassi and I was just like, I didn't even bother to read it because I was just like, I know this is a remake and bro.
But it seems like they're gonna do like I mean it's HBO, so they're gonna like push boundaries a little bit. I would assume so. Which is funny to think about, and it's because HBO also plays they play Euphoria. They just bought Degrassi, but they also own Elmo. So they play Sesame Street in the mornings, which I don't want to talk about it now because we're already pretty deep in the episode, but I want to talk about Elmo so bad, but I want to do it in the studio. But
Came out of rock, bro.
but with Euphoria, like you remember Skinned on MTV? That show
Yeah.
that like was like mad, like raw, but like they got canceled like after like a week and they moved it
Yeah.
to like the UK. That was like that's basically what Euphoria is, but it's on HBO, so I made it. Because Skinned was on MTV and they showed like a girl doing coke and like a sex scene, and then everybody like blew up and it got like taken down.
What is it?
And I was like invested in that show, but like whatever. HBO, I mean, Euphoria is kind of like a similar thing, but yeah, I like it. It's high. I mean, it's a high school show. It's like Degrassi, whatever. But it's like, they show like
it has some depth to it. It's like
it's depth, it's real story.
Has a story, yeah.
But what's funny to me is that like I hear people say like, "Oh, the show's not realistic." I watched it. I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Yo, like this is stuff that like happened like but people make it seem like it's so outlandish, and like all that be happen is like people that like drink or like do drugs, or like people like getting pregnant and stuff like that, or like people are like drug dealers or whatever. And like, yo, I'm like, this is all stuff that happens in Philly high schools. Yeah, like this is not new.
Yeah, like people that are saying that are probably people that never like are around that shit at all or never went to that type of school. It's like, yo, trust me.
And I see people have those takes, and then people in the comments like in Twitter threads like, what you like, bro, like this is as real as it gets. Like this is really what be happening. The only part, I mean, I don't even know. The only part that's like, I guess, unrealistic is that these are like suburban kids. It's like takes place in the suburbs, but still like I feel like if anything, it's worse in those areas.
Because it's like no one's really
watching them.
Area,
so. which is a discussion for a whole other day. But but yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I'm like, yo, I could think of people that I know personally that went through this stuff that's happening in Euphoria. So I'm just like, it's not as far-fetched as y'all making it
exactly
seem.
That's probably what they kind of thought of. Like they probably knew that obviously there's going to be certain people that are not going to understand it, but there's a majority of other people that probably definitely know, like that been through this, seen it, or probably heard stories. So it's good that they're able to like figure that out.
You know what I also add, I don't know how, like the thing hasn't come up for us running out of time yet, and I feel like we've been doing this forever. But it's cool. One show that caught my attention that I haven't watched yet, but like I see people a lot of time. Have you seen like, was it Abbott High or something like that? It's like Parks and Rec or like The Office, but like if it was like a black high school with like black teachers.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw like a clip of something, and is
the kid from Everybody Hates Chris is in there.
There you go. Yeah.
That show. Sick. So the creator and like director and like I guess one of the stars of the show is Quinta Brunson, which if you don't know who that is, that's the girl who was in the videos like, oh, a large, she got money. That's her show.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And she had like, I believe as like the director, like executive producer or something like that, she has the guy who who did the camera work for The Office and Parks and Rec. So it gives off the same vibe.
It's funny how he has a specific role. Like,
well,
like the guy.
It's just like he made up that style, I guess. Yeah. So like they're just like, she wanted that feel, so she had him do it. But like that girl who's from that video, she got this show, and like it has freaking, I believe Zach Fox is in it. So like Zach Fox is like the that song is like Jesus is it's like the one that me and Quinn be singing. So he's on there. I think the kid from Everybody Hates Chris, and then a bunch of other characters. And like that show been getting a lot of weird hate too. But like it's just whatever. Like people just being weird.
Yeah, it's a new show. You know, people just don't want to like let it shine, I guess.
Well, nah, because like what I saw is some teacher who was Caucasian. She like made this video. I was like, oh, I watched Abbott High, so you don't have to. And she was just like, oh, this show's not realistic and da da da. Like it's just like it's not how it should. Like she'd be mad critical. And then we're just like, why are you being mad? Like it's a show. It's for entertainment. One. And two, like nobody made these questions when like in The Office, Kevin dropped a pot of chili in the office. Like that's like, is that realistic? Like, why are you being so weird about it? It's like, we know why you're being weird about it, but we're not going to say it. But like, we see you.
But now that you made yourself known, we know exactly.
We're gonna come for that ass.
Nah, you know, speaking of shows, like a show that I find really funny, and I watched it before, but not as much. But recently I've been watching it because like Emily sometimes watches it, is Modern Family.
Bro, I've seen a couple Twitter clips and that the awkward situations.
Fucking funny, bro. When I mean to tell you, I want to know and shake the person's hand who's the director of this show, because bro, I don't know how they make this show so funny, bro. It is just like they know how to make it look so realistic and so regular, but at the same time, it's like it's a show, and it's just like amazing to me how good their acting is and how they like actually incorporate the acting with the situation, and it just looks realistic, and you're just like laughing so hard because you just can't believe like that shit is actually like there, and how like it just like makes it so funny. Yeah, bro, that show was hilarious.
Freaking the cast overall kills it, and like I was just checking it now to look it up, but I thought it was like Larry David was a part of it, but I don't think he is. But yeah, bro, that show is freaking hilarious, and like I always knew that it was like people like while it was airing, people always were like, "Yo, like this show is great, like it's been running forever, the cast is amazing." I just never was it's like it was like sitcom stuff that I'd never really watched like that, like.
Yeah, because when it came out, we were like
we were young too.
We were young, so it's like it's one of those things where it was a more probably like adult thing, you know, as anything, or just like again like probably like people that were like a little bit older than us, if anything, like young adult more that were watching it. But for us, it was like we weren't really like into that. At that point, we were just playing a lot of video games, like you know, for the most part.
All I knew was like Sofia Vergara was on it, and I'm just like cool, like
yeah. Everybody I knew. Yeah, at that point, that was the only thing. But I knew it was funny, like if I was seeing it sometimes and watched it, if it was on at somebody's house or if I had it on, I don't know. But I knew it was funny, just never watched it. But recently I just watched the episodes, bro. Oh,
it deserves a lot of credit, more credit than it already gets. Because like I've seen 2 clips and like both times it was just situations where like they were saying things at the wrong time. So it made it so uncomfortable. It's like one time they're at the dinner table and they were just talking about like, I forget the wording.
They're talking about race though. Like
one was about race and one was about like the school that somebody went to. And like I'm gonna butcher it, but so it was like, like she's all excited, she's all hyped. I'm gonna mess it up, but it's like paraphrasing. It's like, she's all hyped because she's like from Harvard and she has her friend who went to Brown. And she's like, like somebody corrected him. Was like, no, like he went to Columbia. It's like, whatever. Like she's always so hype all the time. I wish that Columbia chick and her little brown friend could go back to where they came from. And somebody walked past and they were like, all right, I'm out. It's not what it seems.
Yeah, this shit was so funny, bro. Oh my God. Like that show just makes me laugh for no reason. Like the most funniest person in that show was Phil though. Like if you look at Phil, bro, he just like, I don't know how, like he's such a great actor and he's just like hilarious. So how he makes his character just be. Yeah.
And the other joke that I think you were talking about, they were talking about Sofia Vergara was talking about like taking her wife and her husband and like kid to Colombia with her, just like to see the culture, whatever. And then they kept having more conversation, but he was just like, oh, like, I just believe that everybody should just go back to where they came from. And then it was just like the waiter behind, and everybody was just like, and then the guy was like, oh, I'll grab the check. He's like, yeah, please.
He was just like, all right, well, everybody just sit down, go to where they're sitting. Everybody just kept coming past them every time they said one thing, and they're just like, all right, can everybody just go to their seat? Like, bro, that show is so funny, man. Like, oh man, I love it.
They must have, like, you know how we struggle to like record or film certain things without dying laughing. Like, imagine those shows like that. Like
I just can't believe it, bro. I'd be dying so much. Like, even as a great actor, I would be laughing so hard.
But and then I've seen those, and like, I guess because somebody made a thread, it was like, oh, quote this with like your funniest scene on television. And a lot of them I've been seeing come up as like Friends, of like bloopers from Friends too. And they've been kind of funny too. But a lot of people like don't like Friends or like hate on Friends. They're like, oh, it's not funny at all.
I don't know. I feel like it's just one of those shows that was like, again, before our time. And you got to understand jokes are a lot different back then. And it's just a show, you know, it was just, it was the Modern Family, I guess, of that time, you know, like you just got to take it for what it is. And they just tried and they just made a show. Like, it's not going to be perfect, but they tried to do their best.
There's a lot of shows like that. It's like,
yeah, same like Seinfeld.
Modern Family, Seinfeld. Like I say, I feel like I have to watch Seinfeld because people like live and die by that show. So I got to see what the hell is going on with that. And then what's the show? Curb Your Enthusiasm. People talk about that in here. If you look, I mean, you'll recognize like the music from it and like some of the jokes, but yeah, it's one of those shows that like, I think it's an HBO show too, where it's like a lot of people live and die by that show. Another show was it Barry? I think it's called. It's on like HBO as well. Barry is with the I think it's like one of the guys from SNL, I believe. But like, let me see if I can pull it up. All right, 1 second. Barry cast. Bill Hader from SNL, and he's from like a lot of like the important.
I heard that name, like I know it. I just
he's in It Chapter 2. Superbad. He's a cop in Superbad with Seth Rogen.
Okay, yeah.
Him. So apparently that show is like amazing as well. But yeah, eventually I'll take the time out to watch them and like see what's all the hype is about. But I agree, a lot of those shows are like, I guess sitcoms high key are making like a comeback type of thing because they kind of fell off for a good.
They did.
Speaking of R.I.P. Bob Saget, but
yeah,
continue.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, like, but I didn't know how to because it's very random. But that's perfect. Segue. But yeah, I feel like it's like very easy now for people to like, make sitcoms and just, you just got to have like a good cast and just have someone who's a great writer. Because like
that's a huge part. Like, I feel like that's a huge part
because all you need is just like a good writer and then just have, I guess, just like a good idea for like the story. Because again, it's just episode by episode. Obviously those shows though do have to have a sort of like connection to story. It just can't be all random because as you play the episodes, the characters grow up and get older. If there's kids in it, especially, you kind of have to have like a story with that. But besides that, it's like it's not that difficult. But I do give it to them because having shows like that is hard to like make a story every episode. Like, I don't know how they can do that.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so difficult.
Back then, it was like Family Matters, Full House, like In Living Color. And then you had like the Seinfelds of the world, the Cosby Show, which is
If you're not gonna
yeah. But like at the time, those shows were like heavy hitters for what they did. And that was like the main television that you would watch. Like now it's different where it's like today you see like sci-fi or fantasy or like murder, mystery or whatever. Back then it was like family sitcoms was TV.
Yep.
But yeah, R.I.P. Bob Saget. There's some stuff about him that people debate about. Maybe he wasn't the best guy. I don't know. I ain't know the guy. There's some rumors about the Olsen twins back in the day. But
everybody says that as soon as someone passes away, of course.
Yeah. But, what can you do? He, at the end of the day, everybody was out here watching Full House back in like that time. So, I mean, he did a lot for played a huge role in like TV, I guess. So, and stand-up too. He was very different. Like his stand-up compared to like what he did on TV was like mad different. He was like hardcore as a stand-up comedian and then would go do Full House.
Yeah, I saw that one clip that he did on
Chappelle Show.
Yeah,
yeah. He said, "You weren't out here like
sucking for coke." I was just like, "Yo, what?" He was like, "Oh, okay." He just like responded to him. Oh man,
I really don't know how long we've been going for. I'm gonna cut it. We could cut it here because
I feel like maybe the issue was that if you have maybe 3 or more people, it probably does that. Maybe if it's just a one-on-one call, maybe it just allows you to do it for however long.
Yeah,
that was my only guess, probably of what it was.
I was kind of like leaning on that to tell us like when it was time to go. And I'm scared I'm gonna pull this. I'm like, yeah, we've been talking for 2 hours. But anything that you want to touch on before we head on here, Mark? Next time we do this will be in person, hopefully, as long as Mark don't get sick, knock on wood.
Right. I'm the third piece of the puzzle. I think like we said in the beginning, don't want to bring it back up, but it's very important to just everybody be safe and just, make sure to just take the precautions that, you're supposed to, because like we want this to go away and just go back to normal. So, just be safe, be careful, and, just do the right thing, I guess. But besides that, Mark, find me Instagram, Twitter, Instagram at ETC Marky Mark, Twitter Marky Mark. Victor, where can I find you and etc. at?
Find me everywhere at ETC Victor. Etc. stuff is at real etc. Emails real.etc@gmail.com. And yeah, that's where you can find us. If you're watching this on Tuesday, on Wednesday the 19th, I'll be casting a tournament at Bragg House. So twitch.tv/Bragg House. If you want to peep me there, show some love, be in the chat, be like, oh my God, Victor's the best caster ever. So like my coworkers can be like, hey yo, Vic killing it. But other than that, you'll see us on Thursday for the Thursday video. And podcast will be coming back. We'll be back in person. Hopefully I get to, see this man's face in person. Also, shout out to you guys. With the new year, we're on our way to 500 subs on YouTube. I don't know if you've peeped that, Mark, but we out here. We going up there in the world. Hopefully, we could reach 1,000 this year. Maybe even blow that out the water. I've been posting these shorts like crazy and clips on TikTok and get us out here. So it's been working out. A lot of people have been commenting. We see you. We appreciate you. And yeah, anything else, Mark, before we get out?
That's it.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.